This is Island Talk with Niko Holst. I am Niko Holst, and we are here with our three gentlemen tonight. We got Dylan over in Minnesota.
What up? Yo, check out this 128 fluid ounces of fake blood I bought today. I am ready to go.
Oh boy, I still need to watch the rest of that podcast to figure out what the hell you're talking about.
I also have a mini bottle of fake blood that I also bought today.
Dylan
Wonderful.
thinks it will be cool if he says he can't wait to bathe in blood
shit.
and then
Shit.
dump it all over himself.
What happened, Nick?
That was annoying.
I just saw what Ben was wearing.
Alright, let's just go to Ben so Ben can show us his
What's up?
army stripper outfit. Ben,
yeah,
what's up?
So
And
yeah,
he's got a
Yeah,
selfie stick. He's got a
gonna
stripper
tie.
uniform.
and I got a tie, so Sarge from Vanuatu. So yeah.
Oh, nice.
Sarge from Vanuatu.
Yeah.
It's like you look more like a Black Sarge Jeff Varner mix
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
more than just a straight up Sarge, because you got like the sleeveless. You got the sleeveless
I
shirt
should
with
say
the
my
tie.
sleeves without on that sort of stuff, but I didn't. So well.
Oh well. Oh well. Oh well. All right. And Dan from the Great White North. How is it up there?
Oh, I'm doing good.
We are back.
Is it cold out?
It's actually like 20 degrees Celsius, so I don't know what that's Fahrenheit, but it's really warm right now.
I also don't know what that means either.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
You
You guys are
fucking
the
nuts.
only people. You're the only people that use Fahrenheit. I think.
It's the right way.
Because we're America and fuck you. That's
We don't
why.
like it. Get out.
Because we're America and we do what we want.
Yeah.
No, it's been in like the low 30 degrees Fahrenheit here. My car's been freezing up a little bit in the mornings. I've actually had to mildly defrost my car. It's very inconvenient. First world problems.
Wow, like I was driving with my windows down and a t-shirt on tonight, so yeah, it's warm as hell.
Nice. That must be nice. I wouldn't know. So really quick to everybody watching, if you are watching, for whatever reason, YouTube comments are disabled again. I spent 2 hours before the
It's
show
probably
trying to
because
get them
I
enabled.
said the other night, so I'm sorry.
What?
I said something the other night, so I'm sorry about that.
You said something the other night?
Yeah, because I probably kept spamming the I think it was last week or something. So yeah, I don't know I don't know why it's blocked.
I don't know. Anyway, so for whatever reason, comments are disabled for the second episode in a row. I'm not sure why. We tweeted out the Google Plus event, the Google Hangouts link. So try to use the Google Hangouts link. If you do so, click on the video, pop it open there. And generally, if you go up into the top right corner, and I will pull it up right now. If
Y'all
I'm
might
gonna
win this
first,
tomorrow. I don't know.
I'm gonna mute. I gotta mute this video really quick so it doesn't backlash, because that'll be. There it goes. Yep, that was me. So I'm gonna screenshot this real quick. Hopefully, it won't immediately crash my computer again. And I'm gonna show you guys how to get into the questions here.
Oh, and I had nothing to say about last week's show, but I like Wu because he was in good spirits about it, so that's all I really
Yeah.
have to say.
Yeah, and I'm sure Niko crashed his computer. It looks like he's got and there's no screen there.
So who lost the point?
He was looking at Abby Maria pics again.
Yeah, Abby Maria Pix did it
Were you
again.
looking at Abby Maria pics, Nico?
So first of all, fuck.
Why do we have two Nikos?
I don't know what's going on.
Weird.
So apparently I can just never screenshot or screen share anything again because it immediately just drops the call. So that's the last
did
time
you-
I'm gonna try doing that.
What did you do, dude?
It's I think the third week in a row, or like the third show in a row. It's for whatever reason when I'm on the show, whenever I try to screen share something, it like immediately just like closes my entire browser, and just kills it. No idea why. Anyway, so try to use that. I guess I was gonna show you guys how to do it, but now I'm not because my computer is just giving me the middle finger. So we currently have 0 viewers, so I'm talking to nobody anyway. So yeah, do it that way. Submit the questions through Q&A, and if that doesn't work for you, submit them via Twitter at IslandTalkWNH. You can also just tweet them at us individually.
Or just
Text
text
me
Niko.
because I always be tweeting back. So yeah.
And so yeah, you can tweet them at us. You can send them to the email at IslandTalk, or not. I guess it would be at IslandTalkWNH@gmail.com, or submit them through here on the questions app, and we can answer them there. We have a few questions that came in earlier on Twitter, and we'll get to those later in the show. Otherwise, let's just get into the action. So we had a merge episode, and unfortunately for myself, the chaos is no more.
So you have one player left?
I got 2 players left. I got Keith and Sierra. I'm set.
Oh.
I have the winners duo.
Sure.
Sierra's getting that winner's edit.
Keith was in the episode like 3 times yesterday, so.
Jeremy was in it like once, so yeah.
Yeah, so he's getting voted off next. Watch out, Jeremy's gone.
I think my Bromigo squad of Joe, Savage, Spencer, and who else is there? I forget now.
Jeremy.
PG.
No, I'm talking about my fantasy team.
Yeah, Spencer, Joe, Steven, and Savage.
Steven, yeah. So I'm set up pretty well, I think, still. Me and Ben, I think, are battling for it.
Hey, what about me?
I'm still in.
Dylan's got Tasha and Kelly left.
And
I have Keith and Sierra left.
Yeah.
And then Ben's got Jeremy, Kimmy, Kelly, and Abby left.
Yeah, so yeah, you guys both have 2 left in the game. Dylan probably needs a winner. I think you guys need to have the winner pretty much to take us out.
Yeah, either that or Keith's is gonna need to become a confessional whore, or go on an immunity run of some sort, find an idol. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
Right now, so I'm winning. So.
Yeah. Well, you and Dan both have the same amount of people.
I don't think you're winning, Ben. I got Andrew Savage, who is speaking half of the episodes, it seems now.
Yeah,
so.
he had like 17 confessions yesterday.
Yeah. And then I got the rest covered with Joe and Spencer, so don't even worry about the confessional.
I'm pretty sure Dan's confessional count last night was just massive.
I knew if they could get to the merge, I'd be money, and then they all did except PG, who I thought would be a shoo-in. So there you go.
Yeah, didn't make it for me, so yeah.
Yeah, the risk I took paid off, so there you go.
Yeah, same here.
At least so far. Yeah, the risk of spoilers. Bullshit. All right, so
get into this episode
Just
now.
saying, I don't know no more, so yeah, I don't know.
Okay, we'll see. All right, so we'll see about that, Ben.
I don't.
All right, we're just giving you shit, Ben. All right, so let's jump into the episode. So we get in the beginning of the episode, and let's just jump straight into the merge. Not really a lot happens before the merge. If it did, I don't remember because I only watched the episode once, and I didn't take any notes because I'm a very well-prepared host.
Let's see what happened in the beginning. Yeah, nothing.
Well, Andrew bitched some more about that.
Yeah, I was saying Andrew.
He's always bitching.
Andrew had like 4 confessionals, crying.
It's like he's on an emotional roller coaster out there. Like 1 minute he's happy,
and down.
1 minute he's sad, and it's all to do with like production twists too. It seems like that's his mood's tied to whatever thing the game's doing next.
Well, that's because the last time he played, he got boned by the Outcast twist.
Yeah.
By Granny Pants Will.
But yeah, they should put a trigger warning whenever they talk about twists whenever Andrew Savage so he can prepare himself. He's like, trigger warning, we are doing a twist, Andrew. Just so you can like get it all out.
So, overall, we get the merge, and it's the biggest merge in Survivor history. 13 people. I know you guys talked about the merge a little bit on Tuesday, just in regards to like some 12 people merges. I know we had the 12-person merge in Samoa. Where Eric Cardone did, in fact, have an idol and was blindsided.
I knew that.
Who cares? We didn't argue that much about it.
The fact that there was an argument at all is all that matters.
I don't watch Survivor Samoa every week like you, buddy. So.
Well, maybe you should. You need to get your priorities in line.
I know, like from Sunday 5 to 9, you just slot in your Samoa watching time. So.
I'm watching on Micronesia right now, so yeah, maybe I'll watch that next.
I haven't watched Micronesia in a while.
Micronesia is good.
It is good. And then Johnny Fairplay goes home, and I cry, and then I have to turn it off.
Yeah, but he quit, so.
Yeah. We don't need to talk about these things. Anyway, so we merged last night. So anyway, what do you guys think about the merging at 13?
They should have waited one more week.
So let's talk about that. So Cass went home last night, and I was listening to her exit interview.
Spoiler: She made the jury.
That's not, yeah, whatever. So Cass went home last night, and we already said that, so it's not a spoiler. It was a spoiler then. Now it's not.
Don't watch our show.
Don't watch our show if you've never watched Survivor before. Also, if you haven't watched the episode in general. I guess if you've never watched it before, it doesn't matter, and you can watch and say, who the hell are these nerds?
Okay.
So, I was listening to Cass's interview with Rob today, and I didn't get to finish it, but she said that she kind of felt like the early merge really hurt her because they had talked about potentially maybe not throwing, because she says she doesn't like to throw, but if they had lost the challenge, they would have voted off Savage.
What a dumb move.
And then Savage goes home, and they go into the merge, and that Bro Down alliance isn't as strong as Savage would make
jury anyway, so it doesn't make a difference.
Well, he wouldn't have made jury if they wouldn't have merged, because they probably would have done a 13-person jury. You know, they would have done a final 13 with the jury starting right away if they hadn't merged. But so, do you guys like this merge at 13 with this many people?
No.
No.
I think it was done to keep the game fresh. I think the whole reason they did it was because they weren't expecting it, and people.
And I think it was to save some people, but yeah.
Yeah, but you can say that about every twist in the game so far. I don't know if production does it to save people, or if it's just like a benefit of having them planned out there that they know they're going to end up saving some people probably, and usually some people they want to save. So, I don't know, I like it at 13 just because it keeps the game fresh, and I think we got an unpredictable vote because of it. So
I don't like it because I think it devalues the value of a merge. Like, oh, I made merge, and I'd be like, oh yeah, you made merge at 13 people. Like, come on, it's not really making merge. Like, you made it to the point of the game where
they merge at Final 8 or Final
What's up?
in Cook Island. So yeah.
Well, it's just like, I don't know. I think it's too many people, and there's like the fun part of the early part of the game is like just the tribes going at it, and those dynamics, and we're getting less of that, and more of this individual.
The faster you can get through that tribe shit for me, the better. I want to see the merge. That's the nitty gritty. That's the meat and potatoes for me. I don't want to see the tribes play.
Then why don't we just have like 20, every challenge be like starting at 20 be individual game?
I don't know. That's not the show. That's not the show.
Survivor one.
Exactly, it's not the show having a merge.
Yeah, but I'm just saying I prefer to watch the merge. I think like a lot of the time the pre-merge is just kind of to get us there. It's I don't really care about the pre-merge, to be honest with you. I just want to get to the merge. I'm happy it's here. So as long as it's here, I can't complain.
We like it.
My ideal merge is 10. 10 people.
Mine's just at Final 8, to be honest with you.
That's way too late. That's too late. Way too late.
What are you, watching Thailand?
Yeah.
Yes.
Or Gabon.
Yeah. Gross.
Whoa!
I was saying first about Gabon. That was a good season.
I wasn't grossing Gabon. I was grossing merging at 8.
Oh. Yeah.
Okay.
Don't misunderstand. Don't misunderstand.
So, like, odd.
But either way, the merge is here. Like it or not, we have it.
I want to say this real quick before you continue.
Go ahead.
If Sierra would have gone home, do you think that should have made the jury or no?
What?
If Sierra went home last night instead of Cass?
Yeah.
So are you asking that like
Yeah.
they only started
Production.
at 13 because
Yeah.
they want Cass on the jury?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
No.
I think they set it up that way anyway. I think one of the reasons they did it is because in these All-Star seasons, they don't want to have someone like Cass or someone like Spencer, or someone like that, one of those big names, go out at 13 and not, at the merge and not be a part of the jury. Because especially in like a fan season where people voted them in, they're gonna want to see these people as much as possible.
Yeah, so Sierra would have gone home. I don't think she would have made the jury. So
I think she would have been on the jury.
Yeah, 13.
Yeah.
They already had that plan. Like they're not gonna change that. I don't think.
I don't think production rigs as much as we think. I think like we like to pretend they do, but I think the game's pretty much straightforward, and they have more of a hand in interviews and such things like that, kind of influencing that way, I believe. And like I don't know if they're really doing much that way, thinking like, okay, we got to keep Cass around, so we'll start the jury. I don't know. They probably just had it in mind because Heroes versus Villains, they do the same thing. They start before the merge. They start 2 votes before the merge, which is really never happened before, I think, or after.
Yeah,
so,
you had Courtney and Coach on the jury.
Yeah, so you have like the precedent set for these gigantic juries on these returning player seasons. So yeah, I think it's done like what you said for to shovel as many faces that people want to see.
And you also have examples like in Karamoan, where they did it. Not the first person of the merge didn't get on, and that was Corinne.
Yeah.
And what a travesty that we didn't get to see Corinne absolutely.
Exactly.
I mean, not that Dawn needed to be decimated anymore at that tribal council. Can you imagine if Corinne would have been there too? I mean, Dawn might have just jumped into the fire.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's probably why they did it this time, though. They probably learned from their mistake. From fans
they don't
too.
want to miss an opportunity to get one of these, these all-stars, their opportunities to get their digs in, because they don't want to miss out on potential good television.
They're not like Dylan with his power rankings, doing the same thing every week, expecting different results. They're willing to.
Who did you have first, Dylan?
Mix it up a bit.
Yeah. So Dan, did you have Cass higher or lower?
Well, Dylan, do you want to tell them where we ranked Cass this week, buddy?
I believe I had her at 3, and Dan had her at 10.
Yeah. And I told you on the podcast, Dylan, you were making a mistake neglecting all those social strategic players and thinking they would skate by. That's where the game is now. Those are
I'm sorry if I was out there, I'd be there to play, not make pussy moves like last night.
Well, no, I think you're thinking a little outdated-wise. You want to get rid of those strong people right away. No.
So Dylan, you're saying pussy moves. What are you referring to?
Last night's move. Like, not making a fucking move.
Are you saying not taking out Tasha?
No, that was dumb. That was dumb too.
Because I would have preferred that. Not because she's not on my team, just because I think Tasha's been a total bitch this season. I can't stand watching her.
She was throwing some shade.
Bitter.
No, but the thing is,
she could have went over. I mean, anyone else could have went. I didn't really care. Like, I was bummed to see Cass go.
Cass played shitty last night. I'll say that.
She played that night, but I think Tasha didn't play. I don't think Tasha played well either.
She played shitty too. They both played shitty. You should never be getting confrontations like that. And like that's how you get up the list on the boot to get booed out.
Sierra was so dumb trying to stir drama like what was that?
We can get to it later, but I'm interested to see who made the bad move, Dylan. Like who should have made that move? Who are you mad at?
Because I don't think Spencer and Kelly
who in particular?
Joe, I don't think they made the bad move. Because
Joe's fine.
I don't think Spencer made a bad move either. Cause
I'm gonna talk about Joe too. Cause
if Spencer votes with them, so if that 5-6 together and they vote out Tasha, Spencer puts himself still in the bottom because they're still in the minority on the next vote.
Once they had that confrontation, like any plans of making a good move is gone. Because once your target's Tasha over the other like huge physical and social players that were left that had strong bonds, once you make her your target, like, you're fucked.
No, I see where this is now. Dylan's not actually mad that like Spencer didn't do anything. He's just mad that he was wrong with the power rankings. He's so mad right now. Rattled.
No, I'm not even mad. I am rattled though.
Yeah, you are. Well, you're sitting here telling us why they didn't vote out a big physical strategic player. I already told you why they don't, because those players make themselves targets in the game. You can get rid of. There's 12 people left, Dylan. We said
There's
the
too many
merge.
people. Like there's
Yeah,
like
but
that's too many people. To,
Dylan,
like,
the
really
merge usually doesn't happen till 12, so they still have tons of opportunities to vote these people out.
Look at the previews.
Yeah, it's not like it's Final 5.
And you got to look at the
Yeah, it's gonna be
previous
eventually when you don't want these people out, because these guys will go on immunity runs and they'll have strong enough alliances where you're not gonna be able to get in the finals with a chance to win.
And you know what? It's gonna be great television watching the total bro fest.
Yeah,
think
they're gonna make it. Like,
this
there's no
season.
doubt. I have no doubt.
for history, though, Dylan, you got to go back, and we have Kelly Remington, first merge boot from Worlds Apart. I think Josh Canfield's the first vote out in.
Kind of, yeah, because what's her face? Tits McGee.
Julie
quit.
McGee.
Yeah, and then you have Sarah.
And Josh was a power player in that. Like,
yeah,
Sarah,
but he
Yeah,
wasn't a
and Jeremy
physical
was
threat.
set to go.
yes, he was.
Yeah.
He was doing well in challenges. Like he
But
was.
he was more of a social strategic.
Yeah,
he wasn't your huge.
He wasn't a big physical
Josh was
threat.
a
He
threat to
was.
Jeremy, so he
He had
had
finesse. He had finesse.
I would give you maybe Sarah Lucina being a physical threat, but even then, she wasn't voted out for being a threat.
You got Aris. Aris
Yeah.
voted out. Merge.
But yeah, there you
for
go.
the-
That's probably the
All right,
biggest
and
one.
then what about you get the targeting of Malcolm Reynolds and Eddie.
But
and
Corinne
Caramel.
was the first one voted out in
And
that
she's
merge
strong.
one.
She's a strong female player
No,
too.
she's
RC
not.
was a-
No, she's
RC
not.
was one too.
Okay, yeah.
RC's
So-
strong player.
But I'm saying, if recent history shows us anything, it shows us like that way of thinking is kind of changing, and you can take these people out at 10, 9, 8. Just because you're a huge physical threat, your chances of always winning immunity are very unlikely. There's variance involved. You're not going to win all the time.
Mike Holloway.
Okay, but that was there's always a paradox. Like you can go to Fabio, you can go to Mike, and those players.
Why
but how many?
Why risk that? Like when there's other players that you can vote, like it shouldn't be like you vote
Because
them off.
you gotta play the odds, in my opinion, and the odds are saying that's very unlikely to happen, Dylan.
Well, and if it's bad to vote, you don't want to just vote a person out just to vote them out, because if that person can better your game in terms as an ally, because say someone votes off Joe, and then the next week they need someone who would align with them, and if they had that loyalty from Joe, and now they can't get that loyalty because they voted off Joe just because he's a threat, and now that's going to cost them their game. And then that's a bad move. Joe may be a huge threat because he's a big challenge threat, but if you make that move strictly because he's a challenge threat and you don't look at the entirety of the game, if you just vote someone
I'm not
off,
saying not do that. Like, I'm not saying like
Right.
ignore factors like that. Like Joe, I would have voted off Savage last night. Like that's who should have been targeted. And I mean, obviously we get the whole picture. We don't see what they're seeing out there, so we don't really know. I'm upset with Steven for not flipping. If you're gonna cry on camera,
Steven
no,
is
he fucking
useless,
cried
though.
on camera about not making the move, and he
But
didn't even
Dylan,
try.
you're thinking irrationally. You're like getting mad at people for doing stuff that wasn't even presented to us. Like Savage wasn't even an option last
Yeah,
night.
because they fucked up.
No, because you're installing some narrative to fit your power ranking.
You thought Savage was. You had Savage ranked last year.
I had him low, but like that's
He had the
only because
exact
he
same
had a
three
bad
last year.
position. But just I'm not angry he didn't go home because the way the game unfolded, it didn't call for it, right? Like he was able to rally the troops to his alliance, and he had Joe. He kind of had the numbers. The only opportunity there was Spencer. You kind of see Cass and Sarah. We can get into it as we go throughout the episode, but there's a whole reason why that didn't happen, and it was due to the move that happened right episode before that. It kind of had the pieces already falling. So, like, you can't be mad at anyone for not doing something that wasn't even in the cards. They have to play the cards they're dealt.
I'm talking about.
I think we're.
who's not
I
to say that those
think,
conversations didn't happen.
yeah, I think we're just getting into dangerous fan fiction territory by like getting angry at them for things that weren't really like in the realm of possibility to be real.
It was the wrong move to not vote out a power player last night. Wrong move.
But that wasn't even presented to us.
Because they're
Wasn't
bad.
even presented.
Because they're bad players.
No.
Yeah, 100% bad.
You're not backing up your argument.
So yeah.
I did. I've already established that voting on a strong player right when the merge happens is the best thing you can do. There's enough options that you're not not every person was like. You use the example of Joe. Sure, there's probably 4 other people you can vote out. That's better than voting out, Tasha or Cass.
I don't understand. Tasha was in the final 4 of that challenge, and she won like 3 immunities.
She's fine, but
So to be a top physical player, you only have to be a guy.
No. I'm saying though,
Dylan, that's sexist, Dylan.
You're digging your hole deeper and deeper, Dylan.
No, Cass only targeted Tasha because she fucked up in her conversation with her. That's the only reason Tasha became the target. As far as I'm concerned, there's no reason to target Tasha over Savage. I don't think. I'm not. I'm just saying. I'd rather that's just a compliment to Savage. I'm more afraid of Savage than Tasha.
I know you are.
Well, you probably shouldn't be.
Probably not.
I'd be more afraid of Tasha than Savage because I think in the end game, I think Tasha's going to be more vicious. I think she's more likely to burn people. I think Savage is someone who's more likely to be a lot more loyal to his people.
Like a wool,
and I think that's one of the reasons that when Sierra was coming up with those little white lies, I think that's one of the reasons why it didn't really do as much as she hoped because, Savage has that reputation of being a really, really loyal player. I think she picked the wrong person.
Totally misplayed that.
I think
Sierra's just a dumb player.
I think she's not. I think it was a good idea, but she picked the wrong target.
Yes, she is.
I think if she would have picked somebody else who had a little bit more of a negative reputation, I think it could have worked. But I think it was someone like Savage. And Abby's she's a whole nother case. But picking someone like Savage who they know isn't going to flip like that, I think that was the bad play. I think the idea isn't terrible. But she picked the wrong target. Because she did something like that when she was on Blood versus Water, which Dylan, I know you haven't watched. But when she fakes out Katie Collins Katie Collins says she has the idol, and Sierra goes, "No, you don't. I have it." And Katie's like, "Oh, wait, really?" And so then she knows that Katie doesn't have the idol, and Sierra doesn't have the idol either. But she just got Katie to admit that she didn't have the idol, and now they know they can vote for her because she got Katie to admit it by bluffing her. So I mean, Sierra's had little bluffs like that have worked out for her in the past. This one just didn't work out for her because I think she misread the target. So I wanted to go back to something that we haven't talked about in a few weeks. So.
Not your bullshit tinfoil.
Oh, yeah, he's going back to it. Yeah, he's got a list.
Alright, what are we
at? We stopped talking about it when Varner got voted off. And I said that just because Varner got voted off didn't mean that I wasn't right. Alright? Because they were giving Varner the edit that because he was a quick boot, but he was going back, balls to the wall while he was there. And after that, who went out? Monica on the list. Woo on the list. Terry on the list. All that is left is Steven Fishback. And
the winner of this season.
And Keith Nail.
Keith! Yes!
So
Keith is only on there because he has no mic skills. He can't run the mic or can't talk in interviews. That's why he's not on there.
Well, that's not completely true because he gave quite a bit of confessionals in San Juan del Sur.
Yeah.
When he was the only one left.
Yeah,
no, he was a prominent character that entire season.
Yeah, in the post-merge, she gave a lot of confessions, and he even had a decent amount in the pre-merge.
I don't think Dylan watches the show.
I don't know if Dylan's ever actually watched Survivor.
I don't think he does.
You guys can't handle the truth.
I'm just trying to gather that from between his power rankings and his analysis. I'm not positive.
My analysis is spot on, and you know this.
It's complete horseshit.
Yeah.
Hey, Josh agrees with me. Josh tweeted.
Josh agrees with you.
Well, Josh,
see, now I know you're lying. You can't say Josh agreed with you because I know that's bullshit. Though he might have, I'm not paying attention right now. So
he's hyping me to get on Survivor.
Can we talk about Joe real quick?
Yeah. So I actually have a question from Aaron Jr. 88 on Twitter.
Hey, Aaron, thanks for tweeting me yesterday.
About Joe. And the question is, Joe won the first individual immunity. So, spoiler alert, Joe won immunity. No shock, no shock there. Could this make him a bigger target? So, thanks for the tweet, Aaron. We appreciate it. So looking into that, let's broaden it a little bit. Was it smart for Joe to win immunity last night, or does it really matter if he won immunity last night?
It was a dumb move because his name was not mentioned at all.
Well, but here's the thing, Ben. Would it have mattered? Because if he
No, it
won,
wouldn't have
he
mattered.
has such a huge target on his back anyway. Is the only way for him to keep himself safe by winning immunity.
It wouldn't have mattered because like they didn't mention his name, but they needed his vote, so I don't think they would have voted him off. Like,
Well,
I think the plan was
they
still
didn't
to vote
mention
on
his name
Tasha
because
and
he had
Dax,
immunity.
No, here's what I think. I see where Ben's saying. He's saying that like before the immunity challenge, we do get clips of both sides approaching Joe, seeing where his
Right.
head's at. But here's my concern. And I'm kind of iffy. I'm in the middle on this one. I think it's like I know. All right, I'm taking a 180 here. You know, Joe doesn't need a bigger target. He's a strong physical player. Doesn't need to make a target bigger by winning immunity. However, not having your name mentioned isn't enough to not make me want to try, especially if I'm in Joe's shoes. I can see him ending up like Sarah in Kageyama, where she was also the swing vote, and one side just said, fuck it, we're not going to deal with this bullshit, and we're just going to vote her out and flip someone else and make that work, because like that could happen to Joe as well. If he was kind of like, iffy on what side he's going to vote for, and one side thought like they weren't going to, it was going to be a liability, that game can switch on you real quick, just like it happened in Kageyama. So I'm indifferent on his immunity win. I think it's good for him to have it, but other than that, I'm not too pumped about it or anything.
I think in the end, I think because Worlds Apart was just last season, and he as a player, his skill sets are so fresh in the players out there's minds. I think it wouldn't matter. I think if he loses immunity, I think he's a target no matter what. I don't think it has anything to do with it.
He's going to second. He loses, he's going.
So I think it is important for him to win immunities because that, in the end, that is his biggest strength is his immunity prowess.
Yeah.
He has an okay social game. He's very likable. I haven't seen anything that implies that he's a great strategic thinker. Hashtag Joe language. But I think if he doesn't win immunity, I think it's the only way he feels safe too, because he's talked about this season, like when they had that scene with him talking with that Takeo tribe when Terry was out on the water. He's talking about I don't want to get voted off right when we get to the merge, because that's what happened to me last time. I think he's really, really paranoid that the second he doesn't have immunity after the merge, that he's gonna go. So I think the only way he feels safe is if he has immunity around his neck. Otherwise, I think he's going to be crazy paranoid, and he has reason to be because I think he's going to be a target. I don't know. What do you guys think? Dan, what do you think about this? Talk about Joe.
I think he shouldn't have won the immunity. I got mixed feelings about it. Dylan's kind of right. When you're painted into a corner as a big physical threat, it doesn't hurt to win just to be safe. But there's so many huge physical threats in this game that I think Joe had an opportunity where he could have got there at the last switch over and kind of bowed out and made it look like he battled. Let someone else win it. I don't think he was really a huge risk to go home yet. And I don't know, I think by winning it you just kind of reinforce these people's opinions of you other than trying to change it. Yeah. Let's not forget, you have so many prolific challenge players there. He's not the only guy to win 3 challenge. Did he win 3 immunities or 2?
He won 2 in a row, and then he lost.
2, yeah.
Well, he also won 2 rewards in a row.
That
so
don't count. It's just immunities, dude.
Well,
okay, but he's not the only prolific challenge player there. I think he had an opportunity to kind of not totally take that physical beast label off him, but he had a chance to kind of separate himself as being the biggest physical beast in the game, and I think he just kind of said, fuck it, I'll show him what I am. I don't like it. I think he could have put it off for longer.
Well, but you also have to remember, if you look at just this season, go back and look at the tribe challenges, and who's been the one that's been on the money spot in a lot of these challenges? It's been Joe. When Bion and Takeo were going against each other, Joe was the one that was beast moding these challenges and carrying Bion. When they split into the 3 tribes, Takeo never lost because Joe was on that tribe beast moding challenges. You know, even
Yeah.
if you don't take Worlds Apart into account, he was almost single-handedly carrying his tribes through these immunity challenges because he's a challenge beast. I mean, if you're Joe, Dan,
Yeah, but this was
do
a
you
challenge
even want to
with like
risk it?
balancing balls. Yeah, this is a challenge where you're balancing balls on beams. I think
Right,
you can show that you're not
and
good.
Keith should have had it.
Yeah, I know. Well, we won't get into the travesty of that performance. I
I
think
fucked up again.
that's a little,
I called Keith as the winner. Fuck.
you know, people know Joe's great at running and solving puzzles and all sorts of stuff. He could have shown that he had like an Achilles heel here by like fucking up with the balancing or something. Like, you don't have to win every single thing just because you're Joe. Like, I think he's played the game as well as he could up to this point. For Joe, like he can't do anything. Like, he's so like physically imposing. Like, he can't take that label off himself by just spazzing out Steven style. So I think his only chance is to pick and choose where he wins. And like, yeah, if it's one of those challenges where it's running and swimming and shit, yeah, take it to them. But I think here you had a chance to kind of like downplay the fact you could hang in these endurance balance ball challenges or whatever the hell they are. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think he was going home if he was losing, but you guys are kind of the opinion better safe than sorry. I'd rather risk it.
I don't know. I think if you're Joe, I don't think you can risk it. I think if you're Joe and you're in that spot, I think it's so ballsy, especially with the mindset that because he just played a year ago and he's got that fresh in his mind that I won immunity, and the minute I lost immunity, I was gone. And I think he's in that mindset that if I lose immunity, I'm done because I'm that huge threat. I think that's how he thinks because that's what happened to him before. And I don't blame him because I really do think that if he's someone that is even open for a second, I think someone like Steven, who has been gunning for Joe even pre-merge, you know, people are like that, they're gonna go for him immediately. I don't know. Let's get off the Joe. Let's get off the Joe conversation for a little bit.
I have something to say right now because
really quick because I want to get to a couple questions.
I just watched the Steven Fishbach behind the scenes interview confessional, and he's literally talking about the people. He has two lists: people he can beat and people he trusts. All right, people he can beat and people he trusts. All right, and they're two different lists. He says very different. And on that list, that people he can't beat and he doesn't trust are Savage and Joe. So that's just to offer some validation to myself that Steven knows he can't beat Joe and he can't beat Savage and he doesn't trust them, but he still went along with the plan anyways. That's what we call a sheep.
No, it's just because he doesn't make the move now. Like, he still can make that move next week, Dylan. There's 12 people left in the game.
But
you're acting like we're going into the finale. Like, dude, there's 12 people still in the game. He can do whatever he wants.
People he can beat and people he trusts, Cass is on that side. So I'm just saying.
Yeah,
but the majority of the people were going for Cass. If he flips and he goes and then they vote for Savage or something like that, he's still in the minority next week. All he's done is showed himself as a flipper, and he's immediately cemented himself at the bottom of both sides.
They were one vote away from having the numbers.
No, they weren't because
it would have been a 9-5 vote.
It collapsed at the end.
But it would have been 9-5.
No,
even if one of them flips to 5 and it's a 5-4, and say one of those people flips to make it a 5-person vote.
No, it's not. We're not talking about. No, it was still the numbers were still good because Kelly, Keith, Abby, Cass, Sierra, and Steven, right? That's where we're at. So we have 6, I guess.
Yeah.
Sure.
If Steven had went with them, I have it open. Let me see.
But Steven wasn't even presented with the option, though.
Exactly. Like, he just went with
as far as we've been seeing, as far as we've seen.
Yeah. So we're not even like going off the show anymore.
I know you're back in fan fiction, Dylan.
You're back in fan fiction.
I'm just judging off that confessional. It's like,
well, but you're pulling a bunch of stuff that he didn't say. He said that I don't. He said I don't trust Joe and I don't trust Savage and I don't think I can beat them. That's all he said.
Yeah.
And so you're reading into the opposite of it.
And if no conversation took place, that just shows Steven wasn't playing in there. Like he has no influence to make. I guess maybe he has no influence. Maybe that's why the conversation never took place, because he doesn't believe in himself. And have confidence, Steven. Have confidence, Steven, in yourself.
No, man, you should go rewatch the episode while we're talking about it.
Rewatch all 31.5
I'm right.
seasons of Survivor.
I'm right.
Go watch
You are smoking all sorts of crack tonight.
Right.
Consequently, why was Cass the target anyway? Just because she blew up?
Because Tasha's an irrational, emotional player, and
But Tasha's not leading. She's not leading that alliance.
that she was leading the alliance.
I mean, I think we can agree that Jeremy Savage and Joe were the leaders of that alliance.
Joe wasn't.
Joe didn't want Tasha to go. Joe wanted Sierra to go.
Yeah. Even if Tasha is leading it, like they need to override that and vote out. Like if you want to take on that alliance, that other side, fine. But why vote out fucking Cass? Someone everyone thinks they can beat.
This? I've told you, Dylan, the time to get rid of these players is the first vote because they float into the rest of the game and it's harder to get rid of them.
This is how Sandra and Amber win Survivor.
Amber played a solid game.
Not grasped the concept yet, man.
I'm not afraid of. I'm not afraid of floaters because I can beat those bitches.
Go back and watch All Stars.
Can you? Because I think we saw that you can't. Anyway,
I'm leaving this podcast right now.
Alright, so I want to jump into some questions. Because we are going way the hell up course.
We're getting fired up now.
Well, there's all sorts of fire here tonight. So Josh has a question for the podcast. And I don't know if I want to answer this question now because it's back to talking about Steven and Spencer.
No, I'm not talking about them, sorry.
Question for the podcast, Josh. Do Steven and Spencer need a flip on Jeremy's alliance? It could be targeted fairly soon.
No.
What's Dylan's answer to this?
Dylan, do you think that Steven and Spencer should flip from the majority because they could be targeted soon? I want to get your opinion on this. Do you feel like they're being sheeped?
I'll keep it simple. Yes, they should have flipped.
No.
I
think he doesn't mean now. He meant
not now. Just moving forward.
Sure. Yeah, they should.
Maybe.
Don't be sheeple.
Maybe.
All right. Let's get another question too. Well, this one's more of a comment. It's a question and a comment. This is from @TigersMidnight on Twitter, recent follower of the show. So thank you, Ellen.
Thank you.
Everyone seems to put Savage on a pedestal. Isn't it time to dethrone? And who do you think is getting a winner's edit? Thanks.
Okay.
All right, so let's answer the first part of the question. Everyone seems to put Savage on the pedestal. Isn't it time to dethrone him? Dan, you want to tackle that one?
I fucking hate Andrew Savage. I hate that we get like 15 minutes of Andrew Savage every episode, like I'm supposed to care about his emotional journey through this game or something. Like, yeah, that's the thing. I'm worried that Andrew Savage is the winner of this game just based on this edit.
I'd be okay with that.
How terrible would that be?
No, that'd be awesome.
That'd be so terrible.
Tug on my heartstring story about him in the fucking game, and I'm so fucking tired of it. Sorry for swearing, but God, I hate him.
Nah, I love it.
Right, because we've never sworn on this podcast before. Dan, think of the emotional story that he laid out where he had to represent Playboy and marry a Playboy model.
Yeah.
Think of the tragedy.
He's my hero.
Think of his comeback story.
Now, this is just someone who's so emotional and so, like, into themselves that they can't see anything other than that. Fuck, I hate him.
My hope for all this Savage time is that he's gonna get so massively blindsided, and he is just going to weep as he walks to Losers Lounge.
But
it's not Losers now, it's Ponderosa.
Oh, it's Losers Lounge. That's what I'm calling it, because he'll be a loser again.
Other than like Savage, maybe I'm kind of still on the Stephen Fishback winner edit. I know he's on your list, Niko, so...
Yeah, don't get your hopes up.
I think either, I don't know, I'm liking his edit, and I'm also liking Spencer's edit. So those are kind of the two ones I've earmarked. Kelly Wentworth you could consider as well, because she gets a lot of quotes mentioning like improvement and getting to the end. And she had a winning type quote this week. So if we're getting into the edit, I kind of like those three: Steven, Spencer, Wentworth, and then Savage is kind of like your dark horse guy as well, just based on edit.
I do want to agree with you a little bit on the Steven thing, and you know, Steven's been the one guy from that list who's kind of made me have a little bit of second thought on my whole, you know, tinfoil hat theory.
Well, why was the poetry in this week? Like, what was up with that?
It was completely.
It had no rhyme or reason.
Absolutely nothing. Exactly. And, you know, and he's getting all these different sides of him. He has scenes of him crying. He has scenes of him being an idiot. He has scenes of him, you know, having good conversation. He has scenes of him spewing poetry. He has scenes of him sucking at challenges. Like, he has all these different, like, we're seeing all 50 Shades of Steven, and I don't know why. It's like he's showing a lot this season, and it's making me wonder: is he gonna have a deep run? Is he gonna win? And hold on, we have a tweet from @Josh Musto. It's on regards to Andrew Savage. Andrew Savage comes off as a douchebag. Did you hear he has a hot wife? Lol. Hashtag.
I don't care.
Andrew Savage.
Yeah, hashtag I can get behind.
Hashtag we can get behind. All right, let's not make that the hashtag for this episode. But I think Eliza probably already has trademarks on that.
I just hate 1E players. Like, I hate 1E players.
Dylan, go ahead.
Yeah, all right. Sorry to beat a dead horse again.
Oh my God.
I'm just gonna say Stephen Fishbach in his blog this week did basically kind of had the same internal argument we're having between me and Dan. I
like how I'm not even being included in this argument when I've been making like the same point that you were making.
Sorry. And Niko.
Wait, are you on Niko's side, Dylan?
Well,
I don't know. Wait, what side?
Niko,
who's on my
side?
side? I think it's Niko and Dan. I think it's everyone versus me right now.
It depends on what part we're talking about, because I was with you on some of the stuff.
Okay, well, basically Steven says that he was surprised. He said it was strange and surprising to see 3 women targeted at the merge instead of a big hulking male. Right. And he kind of said it's a mark in an evolution of the way the game is played. But here's the best sentence. But within this group of players, being a non-threat also made you a threat, which then made you a non-threat again, and therefore a threat. So it's like someone like Cass could seem dangerously simple because people didn't think she could win, whereas Joe was less threatening because he was such a huge target.
Right.
I disagree. That's the point you're making, essentially. But I just can't wrap my mind around that.
Like I understand what you're saying, Dylan, but I think the biggest thing is the threats are always going to be threats. But there's a certain point in the game where the non-threats end up staying non-threats. You want to take out the people that people are going to forget about while you're still thinking about them. Because once you stop thinking about them and you start putting the focus.
I never stop thinking, bro. I never. Here's the way
I've been podcasting with you for 2 months. I know that's not true.
Okay. No. I think the best summing up of this goes like when Jean Robert describes Courtney, I think at that first merged tribal council in China.
Right. Yeah.
And he says, Courtney is the biggest threat here. And they all kind of laugh it off. But this is back in season 15, Dylan. Yeah. So you can say evolution of the game. This is back in season 15, and Jean Robert says this. She's a huge threat. Why? Because once this individual portion of the game starts, no one's coming after her. She's got a free pass. And if you give people free passes, they can make you pay. A player like Cass, a player like Sierra. Those players once... No, it's not.
Could have won China.
That's a line of thinking, right? But Dylan, how many spots at that final tribal council did Courtney take up for people that could have won the game?
She did take
so think of it that way, Dylan.
She took a couple votes too.
Here's my final thought. Ben, you frustrated?
Well, no, I think she's just arguing in circles because
I think Ben has a migraine right now.
Here's my thought. Like I want to be a player that's not so threatening because they're a physical player, but also not so threatening because they're a weak player.
Like a big Tom or something. Like would it be?
I want to be so, but does that make me threatening to be not either extreme, to be a middle of the road player? Because that middle of the road player that gets to the end, they have a better shot of winning because no one's voting them out because they're threatening, and no one's voting them out because they're so weak. So am I the real threat then? Am I the one who's not getting targeted because I'm not so threatening?
But then you have to remember the alliances and numbers come into play too, Dylan. Like you're
I'm just saying,
acting,
under this logic, like I'm the real threat because I'm the person that's not getting targeted anytime in the beginning of the game.
Well, no, yeah, those people are the real threats on, I believe, in that first merge vote because once they get by the first couple merge votes, you kind of forget about them because other people are winning challenges, other people are more involved in pushing the strategy of the game, and I think like that is more of a threat than someone who's going to constantly paint a target on themselves through the entire post-merge portion of the game.
Here's the thing. I guess the only way I can prove myself right. The only way I can prove myself right is getting on and win the damn game with.
Well, no, because
that's the only way.
You are winning, so yeah.
But like, Dylan, you can get on the game and you can think this way. But the problem is convincing other people to think your way because you haven't convinced the three of us, right? So just because you're thinking this shit doesn't mean it's going to happen even if you do get on Survivor.
I got to hope the people I work with have brains.
Well, no, I think we're just thinking more correctly.
I think you're hoping for the alternative. So I'll just end it with this. I think at Final 13 in an All-Star season, I think just about everybody there is a threat to win. And I think in the end, it's coming down to social game. And I think the biggest problem was that Cass blew up her own game. Cass admittedly blew up her own game. And that's why Cass went home last night. So we can end that conversation on that.
All right, fine. I was just going to be like, how many winners have 3 or more immunity wins? That's an interesting statistic.
Probably a few.
Yeah.
If you look at it, we can go back.
But when do they win them is and also a good question. I'm guessing probably around 5 people.
Let's say the back end, Mike and Fabio.
I think Mike and Fabio, who Dylan kind of has on the top of his mind as examples for his rule, are like rare exceptions.
Right.
Winners like who win the game usually get hot at the end. You see, like Brian Heideg's a good example. Mm-hmm. He doesn't really show his true strength until late in that game where he just wins out. And
he's playing against like Jan and Clay.
So Dylan, those are the players you have to worry about. Are those players that can get to the final 6 and then win a couple challenges and control the real flow of that
also
game?
Because he kept the weak. There was nothing but weak players left at that point. I mean, that's a different game though. That's a totally different game.
I know, but
Let's try and move on. I think Dylan. I think what we're gonna have to do is we're just gonna have to wait and just see how this season plays out.
We'll have to wait. Yeah, we will.
Because I think at this point we're just making stuff up and it's a whole lot of fan fiction, on whether what did or didn't happen. So let's jump into let's go into some more questions. This one is from Aaron as well. Cass decided to keep Spencer and vote out Wu last week. Was making that decision what got her sent home at the last tribal?
Yup.
Part of it.
I completely think it is the whole reason she went home. Because even Andrew Savage comes back and the first thing he does is like talk to Jeremy about how scared he was and how it could have been any one of us. That move was kind of set to die in place, I think, for the whole Cass and Sierra kind of being on the bottom and those numbers flipping so quickly. Like that